was a daily English news program on Azərbaycan Television with the most important events of the day. I'm your host, Rövşən. President İlham signed an executive order on measures to hold the next QSC competition in 2023. In accordance with the executive order, the Ministry of Youth and Sports was allocated 1 million monas from the reserve fund of the President to implement the current works. Eco-activists and NGO representatives continued their rally on the Lachin Road for the 9th day of protest against the illegal exploitation of mineral deposits, particularly the Kızılbuğ gold and Demirli copper molybdenum deposits in the territories of Azerbaijan under the temporary control of Russian peacekeepers. On December 20th, 2 cars and 2 ambulances of the International Committee of the Red Cross passed along Lachin to Khanketli direction. The state of Azerbaijan and the participants of the rally demonstrated once again that they have no problems with the peaceful Armenian population. We reject the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Estonia calling Karabakh of Azerbaijan with obsolete Soviet name. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs said on Twitter, "It seems that it is a new tendency to conceal illegal economic activities with claims on human suffering and preventing actions against wrongful acts. On blockade, how a road is closed if cars are passing through," the minister added. From January 1st, a number of medical institutions will not be subordinate to Tabib. Executive Director of Tabib, Vugar Gurbanov, announced this at the reporting conference of the organization. According to him, the National Center for Hematology and Transphysiology and the Subdivision Research Institutes and the Scientific Surgical Center will be transferred to the subordination of Ministry of Health. In addition, the purpose of modular hospitals is also changing.
Our project on modular hospitals is already ready. The operation is envisaged in other directions for the provision of other medical services. It will be a useful project for our healthcare. The main goal is that our citizens have access to all medical services and medical centers, institutions, and modular hospitals that are very close to where they live. And the purpose of modular hospitals will change to provide other types of services.
A protest was held in front of the Russian embassy in Yerevan. A group of protesters attempted to block the entrance and exit to the building.
Protests against Russia are intensifying in Armenia. Anti-Russian political circles of this country, including members of the famous Sesnatser organization, openly harshly criticized the Kremlin. Conducting propaganda among the Armenian public, they call to lean towards the West, especially the US and France. As a whole, after the bitter defeat in the 44-day patriotic war, propaganda against Russia and its citizens intensified in Armenia. In a number of leading mass media, critical articles are being published, TV programs are being prepared. During the last 3 months, Russian ambassador to Armenia was summoned to the Minister of Foreign Affairs 3 times, where he received a note of protest. Additionally, a group of social activists held a rally in front of the Russian embassy in Yerevan. The disgruntled people attempted to block the entrance and exit to the building. One of the protesters in his private car blocked the road in front of the official car of Ambassador Sergei Kopyrkin. The police had to bring additional force to the scene. Only after the invention of law enforcement forces was it possible to push the activists back.
Տարածքից ոստիկանները բանակցեցին եւ հստակ հասցեական արձագանք կլինի Մոսկվայից.
The Small and Medium Business Development Agency under the Ministry of Economy and the State Customs Committee organized a joint public hearing for representatives of small and medium businesses. During the event of public discussions on the topic Customs Reform, Challenges and Opportunities, the problems faced by entrepreneurs in the customs sphere were discussed.
The State Customs Committee faces new goals, and in the coming years, the customs authorities should build their work in accordance with these tasks. This was stated during public discussions on the topic Customs Reform, Challenges and Opportunities by the acting chairman of the State Customs Committee, Shahin Bagharov. He noted that one of the main tasks at the new stage is to increase the level of transparency and activities of customs authorities.
Other goals are to ensure the satisfaction of business entities and citizens when interacting with customs officers, ensuring the stability of customs payment and budget revenues, creating digital customs system, and implementing effective and reliable law enforcement measures.
Shahin Bagharov added that the action plan of the State Committee had been defined, working groups had been created in various areas. Chairman of the Board of Small and Medium Business Development Agency, Rövşən Məmmədov, stressed the need to review in Azerbaijan the procedures for recognizing certificates approved by importing countries. He noted that in many cases, imports who provide certificates issued by official or accredited bodies of the exporting countries are required by the relevant government authorities to reobtain certificates. Rövşən Məmmədov also focused on the need to ensure even greater accessibility of green corridor services and to revise incentive procedures. He suggested simplifying the access of small and medium-sized businesses to customs services and providing even more flexibility to address customer accounts and documentation issues in cargo and transit transport.
Until the issues are resolved, the truck drivers with cargo are forced to wait. It can take several days or even weeks. On the basis of international experience, it is possible to propose the opening of a special depot with customs status on the territory of the country in order to prevent delays in the importation and transit of goods by vehicles.
It should be noted that during 2022, 8 public discussions were organized as part of the cooperation in the State Entrepreneur Cooperation Format. With the participation of the State Customs Committee and businessmen, 6 industry meetings and educational events were held this year, in which about 200 entrepreneurs took part.
That was all for today. Thank you for being with us and see you next time.